Okay, so um, we are going to test how to add and subtract in Sandbox Gamemaker. So what we are doing is addition and subtraction in Sandbox. So we are going to see how to add and subtract with numbers less than or equals to 5. Let's start with 5. So what we are going to do is we are going to draw 5 asset spawners. 1, 2, these are no 5 message broadcasters. Message broadcaster. So 3, 4, and 5. So message broadcaster, message broadcaster, message broadcaster. So this is 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. This is the player, and we have 5 coins. 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. Then we can have an asker, maybe the market, kind of where you go to buy maybe your swords or your shield or whatever it is. Okay, so how this is going to work is we are also going to have asset spawners. Asset spawners. Asset spawners. Asset spawner. Asset spawner. Asset spawner. Asset spawner. So each of the message broadcasters, each message broadcaster would receives the message coin, and they have toggle components. Each of the message broadcasters, they receive the message coin and they have toggle components. So these are the coins. When the player collects them, these are the points. When the player collects them, they send the message. They send the message coin. When the player collects the coin, they send the message coin to this message broadcaster. So this is toggled on, this is toggled off, toggled off, toggled off, toggled off. So we are also going to have a checker numpad. Okay, this will be our checker. This numpad is a basic platform. That will check how many coins we have left. So, and we'll also have a coin here, and we'll give it the tag C0 coin 0. Tag C0. That is this coin here. We give it the tag C0. So what is going to happen here is that when the player collects one coin, it sends the message coin, which is received by this message broadcaster that is on. Then the message broadcaster sends a message that spawns one coin here, then turns this one off and turns the next broadcaster on. If the player collects a second coin, since this one is on, it receives that message coin and sends a message that spawns a coin here, turns this one off and turns this one on. So now we have 2 coins. If the player then collects a third coin, it sends the coin, sends the message coin here, and the message broadcaster sends a message that turns this one off, spawns a coin, and turns this one on. So let's take it to the next level. This is to add. What we have just been doing is to add coins to your inventory, just to add. Then to subtract, what we are going to do is, let's go back to how we were before. Go back to how we were before. Okay, so each asset spawner, this is on, this is off, this is off, this is off. Each asset spawner spawns a coin with a specific tag. So let's say C1. This coin is already here, C0, and I'll tell you why in a short while. So this will be C2, C3. This one spawns a coin C4. This one spawns a coin C5. So when the player collects his or her first coin, and this asset spawner spawns a coin, turns this guy off and this guy on, we now have 1 coin. Okay, then we are also going to spawn a preset here. is this preset that we spawn here, asset spawner basic platform. Is this preset that we're going to use for subtraction. So assuming the player collects a third coin, a second coin, this preset is killed and spawned here. Asset spawner basic platform. This guy is turned off, and this one is turned on. If the player collects a third coin, this asset spawner basic platform is killed, is spawned here. This is the third coin, C3. The asset spawner is now spawned here. This guy is turned off, and this guy is turned on. So now we have 3 coins. When the player takes the first coin, the asset spawner basic platform is spawned here. When the player takes a second coin, it is removed and spawned here. When the player takes a third coin, it is removed and spawned here. It moves with the coins. So it's this asset spawner basic platform that we're going to use for subtraction. The asset spawner basic platform is what we use for subtraction. So assuming the player has collected 3 coins, C1, tag C2, and tag C3, then the player goes to the market to buy a sword that is worth 2 coins. That is -2. Then when the player chooses this sword, he sends a message -2. This asset spawner basic platform receives that -2 message and spawns a basic platform, that moves to the left by 2 blocks. And as it moves, it deletes the coins that it meets on its way. So when the player picks -2, this asset spawner basic platform spawns a preset basic platform that moves 2 blocks to the left, and as it moves, it deletes all the coins, or it destroys all the coins in its path. So the player had 3 coins, they bought a sword worth 2 coins, so it sent the message -2. This asset spawner basic platform received that message, received the message -2, and spawned a basic platform that moves 2 blocks since it's -2, that moves 2 blocks to the left. On its part, it kills all the coins. On its part, it goes and comes back, and maybe after 5 seconds, this one is destroyed. And when it's destroyed, it's time for the checker to go to work and find out how many coins are left. So this one is now destroyed. When it dies, after 5 seconds, it sends a message to the checker to check how many coins are left. So this basic platform is toggled on, and it moves all the way to the end. And it moves all the way to the end. So the first coin it comes in contact with kills it. The first coin it comes in contact with kills it. So if we have, okay, let's do it this way. Assuming the player has 3 coins, they bought a sword worth 1 coin, so that is -1. When the player chooses this 1 coin, this sword, -1, the asset spawner, we still have C2 and C3. The asset spawner spawns the subtraction basic platform. It moves to the left. This is the preset. It moves to the left by 1 block and kills all the coins in its path. Kills all the coins in its path. Then after 5 seconds, it is destroyed. When it's destroyed, it sends a message to turn the checker on. The checker then moves. The first coin it comes in contact with, there can be a speaker here. The speaker detects the checker and says 2. Detects the checker, the first coin the checker comes in contact with. Detects the checker and sends the message 2. This message kills the checker and sends it back to the starting point. So now you know you have 2 coins. This message 2 this message 2 will then turn these guys off and turn this guy on, because you have 2 coins. So we are now waiting for the 3rd coin. So this message 2 will turn this one off, turn this one off, turn this one off, and turn this one off. If the player then takes so this message 2 would also delete this asset spawner and spawn it where it is supposed to be. Asset spawner basic platform. So the message 2 would reset the message broadcasters in the normal way it is supposed to be. It will reset the checker back to the starting point, and it will also reset the asset spawner basic platform, because this should be at the last coin. That is where this should always be. So if the player takes one more coin, it sends the message coin. It sends the message coin, which is received by this message broadcaster. The message broadcaster sends a message that spawns C3. We now have 3 coins and would also spawn the asset spawner basic platform. This will be off and this guy will turn on. So if we go to our market, we now have 3 coins and we buy maybe a shield worth 3 coins, that is -3. The asset spawner basic platform spawns a preset basic platform that moves 3 blocks to the left, and as it moves, it kills all the coins in its path, apart from this coin with tag C0. It moves 3 blocks to the left and kills all the coins in its path, and after 5 seconds it dies, and on death it sends a message to turn the checker on. The checker moves. The checker moves to the left. The reason why this C0 coin is here is that in a case like this, where the player had only 3 coins and buys something worth 3 coins, if the checker moves, it won't be able to know how many coins are left because there are no more tags. But with this C0 coin here, when the checker moves, the only coin that it comes in contact with is C0. So the checker would know that there are 0 coins left. And 0 coins left means that this guy would be off and this guy would be on. 0 coins left. It will move to the left and detect and be detected by this C0 and send the message 0. This message 0 will turn all these guys off and this one on, because the player has used all his or her coins and no coin is left. But assuming the player had the player has 3 coins, C1, C0, C2, coin 3. So that means this one is off, this one is off, this one is off, and this one is on, waiting for the 4th coin. So assuming the player has 3 coins, C1, C2, and C3, and they have to buy a shield worth 2 coins, so that is -2. When the player clicks on shield, I want to buy a shield, it sends the message -2 because the shield is worth 2 coins. It sends the message -2. Okay. Sends the message -2. Then this asset spawner basic platform, it should always be in front of the last coin. So the message -2 spawns a preset basic platform that moves 2 blocks to the left. As it moves, it kills all the coins in its path. After 5 seconds, it is destroyed and sends a message to turn on the checker basic platform, which moves all the way to the end. So the checker meets this C0 and sends the message 0, but then it moves further and meets C1. This coin does not reset the checker basic platform. It's only the C1, C2, C3, C4, and C5 that can reset the checker basic platform. C0 cannot. C0 is here in case the player doesn't have any coins when the checker reaches the end and goes back. So C0 will send the message 0 that turns all of this off and turns this one on. So the player has 3 coins. They buy a shield for 2 coins, that is -2. So the subtraction basic platform moves 2 blocks to the left. After 5 seconds, it dies and turns on the checker. The checker moves to the left. It reaches here and sends the message 0 that turns these guys off and turns this guy on, and it continues to move and it reaches C1. C1 detects the checker and sends the message 1. Detects the checker and sends the message 1. This message 1 would reset the checker. Remember, C0 cannot reset the checker. Only C1, C2, C3, C4, and C5. So the checker is detected by C0 and sends the message 0, which turns all of this off and turns only this on. Then it continues to move and it finds 1 coin left, that is C1. C1 will detect the checker and send the message 1. That means you have 1 coin left. So that message 1 would turn this off. Turn this off. That message 1 would reset the checker. That message 1 will turn this on because you have 1 coin, and that message 1 will delete the asset spawner basic platform and spawn it where it is supposed to be. Asset spawner basic platform. So the asset spawner basic platform would always be in front of the last coin. To always be in front of the last coin. If the player, so the player now has one coin in their inventory. So if they collect 1 more coin, that means it will delete this one, spawn the asset spawner basic platform here. Asset spawner basic platform. This one will be turned off and this one will be turned on. So that's just the basic idea for addition and subtraction in in Sandbox.